These are the dominant 7th with a raised and lowered 9th, raised and lowered 5th type sounds. On 1, 3, 4, 6 string family, on the tonic of B, and the related chords will be the C minor major type chords, also E flat major 7 with a raised 5th, and an A minor 7 with a lowered 5th type sounds correspond here. So if we start off with just the basics, this is a B. It's actually a B with a raised 5th, a G, and a lowered 9th, a C. But it's a C minor major 7th chord in an inversion with B in the bass. So this is B, G, E flat, and C. The top voice can go to D, and we hear that it resolves to an E. Obviously, that has an E resolution. If we're going back to this, we can voice exchange the B's and the C's. So we have the bona fide C minor major 7, C, G, E flat, and B. Top voice can go to A. And of course, that makes the resolution as well. So go to a C sharp minor, for example, that's fine, or a G minor, etc. So any of those resolutions, G minor like this, B flat minor, E minor is okay as well. So we have this. All of those resolutions are fine for this chord. C sharp minor. Now moving ahead, this could be a B7 with a lowered 9th, B, A, D sharp, and C. Move the C to D. Now from here we can move the middle voice and we can move that to a C. So we can have B, C, D sharp, and D, or E flat and D. And of course we can hear that resolution, to a B flat minor, for example. That's, it works fine. To the E minor, it doesn't matter. Any of those things are fine when you have this chord. And the G minor even, that works as well. Okay, so moving ahead from this, we can, in addition to the sharp 9, the B, A, E flat, and D, we can mirror these two, and we can get an F triad over a B, B, A, F, and C, with a D sharp maybe on top, and resolve to a G chord over C sharp, which was related to E minor. So it's related to all those, E, B, G, F sharp, or E, D, F sharp, and G, voice exchange. So we can get those two chords, and then B flat minor, all of those types of sounds. G minor, and a B flat minor there. Continuing, there are many more sounds, obviously. We can get a G here. So we have this sound. We have a B, C, G, and E flat, which we can voice exchange for a C minor major. So we can have a regular C, B, G, and D. Top voice moves to E flat and gives us our resolution to E, acting as the B7. Now moving along, here's a standard C minor major 9, C, B, E flat, and D. Voice exchange, D's and C's swap. And we get the resolution, of course. Now with these, we can also, just like we noticed with the 7 with the sharp 11 sound, we can now do this kind of a sound, which is a D, a C, an E flat, and a B. And the top voice, the B moving to A, and that sounds like a B substitute sound, resolving to an E minor, or a G minor, or a B flat minor, etc. Now we can switch those voices. Again, we get this. and that gave us that resolution to the E as we had before. Now also the sharp 9 sound. Now we noticed this on F for the 7 sharp 11 sound or flat 5 sound. Now it happens right on B. So we have a D sharp, an A D, and a B. And that obviously resolves to a B flat minor or a G minor or an E, any of those. So that will be the resolution. Okay. Now, since we have that, we can do the C inside as well. D sharp C, D and B, which is perfectly acceptable, or another D up top, giving us more of a direct F7 sound that's straight ahead, that has just a very direct F7. Moving ahead, we have an E flat major 7 type sound. That here's an E flat D, A, and G. Top voice goes to an E, and of course resolves to an E minor or to B flat minor, etc. Now, the major 7 with a sharp 5, we said, on E flat, B, G, and D. Top voice moves to C, giving you a C minor major 7. And again, resolved to the E minor type sound, E, A, D, and B, or a fifth C kind of sound like that. Voice exchange D, A, E, and B. That's fine as well. So any of those sorts of sounds are acceptable, even an E flat major like this. E flat D, G, and F will sound like a dominant chord, resolving to an E minor, for example, because it has the tones of the B7 with the sharp 5 and the flat 5, the sharp 9 and the flat 9. Moving ahead in terms of basic relationships, we can observe, for example, if we go back to the 7 sharp 11 sounds, here's B. Okay, now that was just a regular 7 and a 9 and a sharp 11, B, A, F, and E flat and to D flat. Now if we move that up a tritone to F, it works for this new family of sounds. So this is an F7 with a 9th or a sharp 11, F, E flat, B, and A, top voice moving to G. And that'll resolve very nicely to the E flat minor. And again, it'll resolve to, an E minor, and it'll resolve to an E flat, a B flat minor as well, a G minor. So, resolving to a G minor like that, G, D, B flat, and A, or G, D, B flat, and F. So that's the F dominant sound. Notice that the formations are the same. Likewise, when we bring the A minor 7 flat 5 into it, we can notice a correlation between the B7 flat 5 sounds. We said we used E flat minor 7 flat 5. We used E flat, D flat, A, and A flat, and we moved down to a G flat and an F. Now if we do that on A, it sounds like a B7. Same family of sounds. And maybe even resolving to a G minor. So here it is, A, G, E flat, and D. Move the top voice to C and to B. Then voice exchange, like this. And that gets us back to our original voicing. B, G, E flat, and A, maybe with a C on top or a D on top. And resolving to, there's an E minor. That's B, and there's an even more legitimate E minor, a B, a G, a D, or an E in the middle, and then an A on top. And one can bring the C sharp in as well for that, for a resolution. Go to a B flat minor, B flat, A flat, E flat, C to D flat on top, B flat minor, B flat, C, D flat, and E flat, or maybe this one B flat, C, F, and D flat. So that's how that sound works as a resolution point. And there's the B flat minor as well, in addition to the D minor. So those are the basic essentials for the dominant 7 chords with both alterations. Sharp 5 and a flat 5, sharp 9 and a flat 9 on the 1, 3, 4, 6 family, and we looked at them in terms of B7, sharp 5, flat 5, sharp 9, and flat 9.